Good morning, folks. It's the Lofty Biker here, down in Cornwall. I've just come a ride down to the Lamp Mine. The main reason for my visit down to the Lamp Mine is to do a little bit of a test ride. As you know, at the moment, it's very hard to get your hand on bikes. Most of them are either for sale as ex-demos, or they've already gone. But here we are. I've borrowed this little beauty, the Ducati 803 Scrambler. It belongs to a friend of mine who lives down here with me, Arkwright. Now, these bikes are really good value, and on the whole, a bundle of joy to ride. Now, let's have a look at it. The 2015 model Ducati Scrambler. Now, these bikes was around £7 new. It's an 803cc L-twin 4-stroke. They are air-cooled with partial oil cooling. They chuck out about 75 brake horsepower. So in this category, retro style bikes, that's quite a bit of power really. They're very, very light. 186 kilos wet. Now that is absolutely superb in this day and age. They've got a 13.5 litre fuel tank, 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear. The tyres, although they look a bit chunky, they're Pirellis, they are very, very good. Pretty damn sticky, handle really well. It's got a seat height, fairly low. I'll just get out my own shadow. Fairly low seat height of 790 millimetres. And the high bars, sort of like a Western style bar, give the bike a really good feel. Now, the main reason for doing this test really is, as you know, most of us, we have big bikes and they keep renewing the models, and you're thinking, well, do I upgrade? Do I chop it in? What exactly do I do? Now, I had a thought the other day. It's probably going to cost me £6,000 to chop in my 1200 RS for the 1250. Now, these things, like I said, was about £8 new. You can pick up a 2015. This is the classic model. The classic's got the nice spoke wheels, and it's got a normal tailgate on the back. Now, you can pick these up for about £4.5 to £5. This one's had quite a bit of kit added, as you can see. K&N filters, little screen on the front, Cherbis bar ends, stubby levers, a Remus exhaust. Now, this can sound quite good. You'll have a little listen to it in a moment. In general, great value for money. Servicing can be a little bit expensive if you do it through Ducati dealerships, but as you know, an oil and filter change on one of these is an absolute doddle. 15 minutes worth of work, cheap as chips. The first service is done at 625 miles, a braking service. You're probably best having the dealer do it, and then that every 7,500 miles. Valve clearances, I believe, are around the 15,000 mile. Belts, they're not like the old days when belts used to just snap and break. These belts will last, but it's not really a difficult job to change. It's mainly getting the tension right. You can do it with a fishing scale. So there you go. Ducati Scrambler 800 Classic. Let's go for a ride. So, next time you see me, I'll have my helmet on, and we'll be giving this a bit of stick around the back lanes, showing you what he can do. That's all for now. I'll see you in a moment. It's the Lofty Biker saying, let's go ride. Okay guys, it's a Lofty Biker here, out on the Ducati Scrambler 803. So let's just have a bit of a razz around. Be rude not to get the old girl dirty. So we're in Cornwall again. We're just coming along the coastal path from the Lant mine. Just have a bit of fun on my old friend Justin on his little Scrambler. They've got a lovely peppy little motor, these. Last time I came down this track, I was on my RS, believe it or not, with a load of boys from the Black Country. The Black Country bombers, they're called. They don't actually make bombs, but they bomb around everywhere, a bunch of nutters. But they're a bunch of good lads. Anyway, we came down here and we had a little bit of descent. A little bit descent off the boys. Especially being as one of them was on a K1300S. I thought I was daft enough on my RS, but the K1300, Moppy's bike, that did struggle a bit. Oh, bit of back end action there. Oh, we've got some dog walkers, we'll have to slow down. There we go, always past the dog walkers, nice and quiet. This road does have vehicular access, if any of you is worried. A bit smoother there. Oh, we got some more dog walkers. Better move over a bit. A nice smile. As you can see, we're right by the coast, where all the old tin mines was, down in Pendine. Having a ball. Dog we now lead on. See if we can get the back to skid again. Although these bikes have got ABS, there's no traction control. There's no modes, none of that nonsense. Just old-fashioned biking. This engine was developed from the 796 Monster. It's 803cc. And I've got to say, it's an absolute hoot. Right, so a bit of tarmac action now. Pull the visor down a bit, getting a bit windy. Now for a bike that's only 76 brake horsepower, It's very nippy. I've got to say, it feels far more useful as a road bike than something like a Bonneville, which is a proper old-fashioned retro. Here we go, 30-mile-an-hour zone, just into St Just. A proper old retro, the Bonneville, so more useful for a Sunday ride out, have a bit of pose up at Matlock or down at Pool Docks. This really is the future, I suppose you could say. It's what everybody's looking for at the moment. Something small, light, very agile, very peppy, that you can just jump on, whether you've got your Kevlar jeans on or whatever, just jump on and have a bit of fun. I must admit, I think a lot of the modern bikes now, they've got that much gadgetry, wizardry, advanced technology, and above all, weight. People forget what just riding a motorbike's all about. Anyway, through town, very smooth. Lovely sound from that Remus pipe. This is St Just. I'm not going to be going to Land's End. I'm going to take the main road back to Penzance, where I can just open it up a little bit and get a feel for it. The suspension, I would say, is on the firm side for the custom. Retro custom, that is. It's a single shock on the back with cabers on the front. Here we go, National. Like I say, these tyres, very grippy. It's rained all night. We're about a week before Christmas. I think it's 14th or 15th of December today. It's very mild. 13, 14 degrees, which is superb for this time of year. Thank you. There's no fancy quick shifters, no fancy blippers. Just a motorbike. Like I say, no traction control. Just back to basics biking. The first thing Arkwright said to me when I picked the bike up this morning, he said, check your time, the front brakes ain't bedded in properly. I thought, lovely. So I've gone nice and steady up the hill. The first corner I've come to, I pulled them on and nothing happened. So I spent the first 6 or 7 miles just gently rubbing the brakes in. They're not too bad now. We've got Brembos, single Brembo on the front and a single Brembo on the back. The back is typical Ducati. It's okay for steadying the bike in corners. It's not a lot of good for anything else. I'll just slow down for this junction. It's one that tend to just skip across. All clear. I'm not sure whether you can see this, but you're getting a lovely view of St Michael's Mount in the distance. Gearbox is slick. Clutch is light. Clutchless changes, easy peasy. Just drop the rev off a little bit and snick it in, it goes in a piece. A cake. You've seen the walk round, I did that at the start. A good looking bike really. Meant to be reminiscent of the old, I think it was 70s style 350 Scrambler. Made more or less for the American market. We're just dropping into another 30 here. So as we leave the town, we've got a national coming up. There's about 3 or 4 vehicles coming the other way. So as I said earlier, if you've got a bike that you really like, and they keep bringing new models out, at the end of the day, with the RS, then boxer engines are good for 50 or 60,000 miles. Why change it when you've only done 15,000 miles and take a hit and anything 6-7 grand to virtually replace with the same bike when you could pick one of these up for about 5 grand, keep the mileage down on your RS and have hours and hours of fun. Here we go. Very, very peppy. So to be honest, I wouldn't really fancy riding it on the motorway. I wouldn't fancy sitting at 75 on the motorway with a wind blast, but it's your typical naked bike. It's not that bad, to be fair. This little screen keeps a lot of the wind off. It's surprising, it does a really good job. But in general, this is for scratching on, whether it's a back lane, a green lane, B roads, or an A road like this. You can have some fun. I'm sure some people think cycles are 14 foot wide. Okay, so there you have it really. The Ducati Scrambler. Classic. It's got the spoke wheels and the number plate where they are conventional, underneath the seat. Anyway, I'm just coming down to Penzance now. I'm going to get a bit of petrol. So it's the Lofty Biker saying thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed it. I'll try and do some more either second-hand bike vids or new bike vids when they become available. There'll be a lot of bikes available in February, March next year. So, it's the Lofty Biker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.